For the first time in more than 10 months, basketball player Britney Griner back on American soil today.
So before she makes it home, though, to Phoenix, she's at the U.S. Army Hospital in San Antonio, Texas, where she's going to undergo medical evaluations. Now, this saga hits close to home for a lot of professional WNBA players who are forced to work overseas to make more money. So joining us this morning is former New York Liberty player Niesha Butler, who is here to share her thoughts on Britney's release. So good morning, Niesha. Thanks for being with us.
Sure. Good morning, guys. Thanks for having us.
What a relief, right? I mean, Britney's home. Did you actually know her? Were you friends with her? Did you closely follow this situation?
Brittany was, she's a bit younger than I am. So I've been a fan of hers. I mean, she's an Olympic champion. She's a WNBA champion, and she's one of the best players, in the WNBA and the world, actually. So I've always been a fan of hers.
Help us understand this. Top talent generally go overseas, right, to play in the off-season to earn some more money. You yourself played overseas for Gran Canaria in Spain. So what was the experience like for you, and is it because of the money situation that you have to go do that?
Yeah, actually, when I was overseas, I had offers to play in Israel, Russia, and Spain. And so I remember specifically my parents at that time thinking, I don't think these other two countries are the best thing for you, because they were really nervous. And it's obviously that, Russia is a different type of country, and Israel has its challenges. But we're forced to go over there, especially when I was playing, because WNBA players simply just didn't have the pay equity, and they just didn't have any pay. And overseas, you're able to have a career and make better money. So that's what we had to do. We didn't want to. We had to do it.
I mean, you got to go where the work is, right? So
exactly.
Do players actually get prepped then about the different laws, the customs, before they go to play in these foreign places, or are you basically on your own?
Well, there's no formal, formality about that. However, I really believe, like, with my agents and going over there, there is some basic common sense that players do have when traveling overseas. It sometimes we're Americans and we feel like American law applies to other countries. However, generally speaking, especially with women basketball players, we understand and respect the laws. And, if in fact somebody does do something, it's really by mistake. We talk about it all the time. I mean, it's something that is not, we don't want to disregard anyone's law or disrespect anybody's law. So it's something that we're aware of. I mean, it is what it is.
So, Russia pays their players really well. Do you think that what we saw with Britney Griner's case will stop WNBA players from actually going overseas to earn more money? Or is there a fight to be had here at home, much like the women's soccer team really pushed for higher pay within their own league?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the ladies of the WNBA, especially now, should be home. They want to be home. There's there's other off-the-court opportunities that can help. Their salary, there's family members, there's the actual live. I mean, it's a major disruption. I mean, I personally loved, traveling in Spain and Europe when I was playing. However, that gets old after about a year or two. So, yeah, I feel like, but I do have to say that I think in the last 2 years, the pay has gone up, at least this league minimum. There's still a lot of work to be done. I read an article recently. The girls are not saying that they should be paid exactly like the men. They're just saying there should be equity, and there should be things that apply to their league, specifically to them. And I think that's very fair. And they have a long way. We have a long way to go to make sure that the ladies can stay home and, be compensated for their skill accordingly.
But do you think, though, that players are afraid now to play overseas?
Most, of course. Yeah. I mean, it was just like Russia is, they pay very well. The difference between Russia and like another league is, millions of dollars, definitely high six figures. So in general, the ladies of the WNBA and just other college player that wants to go, it was a halt. It was a significant halt. You feel like, there was we felt heard, left behind, not appreciated. There wasn't a lot of talk. Like, this was a surprise, to a lot of people, a great surprise, a happy surprise. However, it definitely, we were nervous. We were nervous.
Well, Britney Griner back home on U.S. soil. We appreciate you this morning, Niesha Butler, and your thoughts on this very case. Appreciate you being here.
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing a light on her and the WNBA. Thanks.